The contract of Clippers commentator and our former colleague Bruce Bowen was not renewed by Fox Sports West because of recent public comments he made about Kawhi Leonard. A person with knowledge of the situation confirmed. Bowen, who obviously won 3 titles with the Spurs, was highly critical of the way Leonard handled his Spurs situation back in June. The Clippers are projected to have $40 million in cap space next season. So, Stephen A., they didn't renew his contract. Do you agree with the Clippers' decision to drop Bowen?
Believe it or not, I do. Let me say this. Bruce Bowen is not just a colleague, he's a friend. He worked here. I've known him for years. I used to cover him in Philadelphia when he was with the Sixers before he went to the San Antonio Spurs and helped them as a defensive aide to 3 championships. Bruce Bowen and I go back a very, very long way. I am not saying that the Clippers were justified because Bruce Bowen was wrong. He was absolutely spot on with every word that he said. I am saying, like I said on my radio show yesterday, you can't be the one who speaks on that issue because Bruce Bowen's history is with the San Antonio Spurs. His close ties are with the San Antonio Spurs. He's helped them win championships. He still lives in San Antonio. The organization loves him, and he loves them back. They're family. So you have no objectivity with that. So to speak about Kawhi the way that he spoke about Kawhi, although most of us looking on the outside based on what we've heard, Bruce Bowen was right on the money, was what he was saying. Talked about the missed games. Talked about why would it be in their best interest to sabotage you in any way? Because it's in their best interest for you to play. And to get, they didn't have an issue with you. They were ready to give you $219 million. What are you talking about? He was right about all of those things. But because he was speaking about the issue, knowing that the Clippers not only want Kawhi, but have set up their cap space to go after him next summer. They were working behind the scenes to derail Kawhi landing in with the Lakers this year because they knew they couldn't get him now, but they knew they'd have a chance next summer because they're going to have the necessary cap space. That's all they wanted. That was their deal. You can't be Bruce Bowen and speak on that issue. That's the problem with it.
I think the issue here is that Bruce Bowen didn't say anything new that he hasn't been saying in the media for a while about the Kawhi situation. And so maybe he desensitized himself because there were no repercussions for him speaking his mind, particularly when it aligns with the facts.
Right.
And now he says it one time, and now he's gone. Now, if they're in the middle of a contract negotiation and he's gone, it's a bad look for the Clippers because you thought enough of him that you were going to bring him back, and then one comment, you change your mind. That's a bad look.
It is.
Of course, local sports franchises, the TV crews are there to pump up the local sports franchise, and I don't really have a problem with that. I don't expect objectivity from my local guys. I want them to root for the team like I root for the team. And if I'm getting the feeling as a Clippers fan that the guy on TV is really Mr. Spur, that's bad. But you know what's worse? If Kawhi and especially his uncle are getting the feeling that the guy for the Clippers is Mr. Spur. For Kawhi in particular, that connection is very bad because Kawhi felt as though clearly he didn't like the way the Spurs handled things publicly with him. And now you're going to bring a guy from over there whose heart is over there, and you're going to start handling things publicly with me like that, and you're going after me?
Yeah.
I'll say this, Stephen A. In the end, if it works, it's like the Lakers handing Kentavious Caldwell-Pope that huge 1-year contract last year to get LeBron. It worked. But if it doesn't work, the Clippers look bad.
But for clarification, all I'm trying to say is this. Anybody else that did it, the Clippers would look so incredibly weak, wrong, or whatever. It's the fact that he is a Spur.
Right.
You can't do that working for the Clippers.
Unfortunate circumstances for Bruce, who was trying to be honest.
Does this make you think the Clippers might? I mean, who's the favorite to get Kawhi
Lakers.
at this moment? The Lakers still over the
Never know.
Clippers?
Maybe Clippers are in the running.